Landscope Mauritius is carrying out major projects across the country in order to provide adequate infrastructure and facilities to attract firms which want to invest in Mauritius, but also to transform the social landscape of the country. While investments are huge, Landscope Mauritius has also been improving its profitability. For the financial year 2017-2018, the company's profits amounted to 44.9 million rupees. That is a 56% increase compared to the previous financial year. In this edition of Business Connect, we see what are the major developments that have been completed or are ongoing in the country.
We are at the Rosebel Smart City, another project by Landscope Mauritius, and development has already begun here. Right behind me, we have the Rosebel building, which houses 6 floors and offices. It is located 10 minutes from the airport and half an hour from the capital. It is located along the A1 motorway. The aim here is to develop the pharmaceutical and life science sector. It is already equipped with electrical and sewerage systems, reliable water supply, and fiber optic connectivity. Recently, many companies have signed contracts with Landscope Mauritius, and there will be the development of oncology research, cancer treatment, there will be the production of pharmaceutical products, the production of hearing aids, dental prostheses, amongst others. The aim is to supply partly to the local Mauritian market, but mainly to supply towards the African market. A very promising project. You're the CEO of Landscope Mauritius. There are many projects underway, and many of them will positively impact Mauritius and its economy in the long run. Please tell us, what are the main projects right now?
Well, it's been a very busy couple of years for Landscope. Already we have completed 2 major projects, one of which is the long-awaited refurbishment of the Poli waterfront. After 20 years, the Poli waterfront has been refurbished, so I'm very pleased that it was done in December. Already you can see the face of Poli, the capital, is changing. So that was a major thing for us. We are about to start the phase 2 this year. Another project which we have just completed is the development of a 2.4 kilometers road in Les Salines in Black River. And now all these projects are going ahead, and I think it will be a plus for the region, because it's going to create employment for the people of Black River. And as you are aware, we are also, the construction of the Eben car park is underway. I mean, this is not a Landscope project per se, but Landscope is a shareholder of the car park. Construction started early this year, and it's well on track to complete probably by the end of this year.
Mr. Kishore Gajador, you're the project manager at Landscope Mauritius. Please tell us the status of the Eben car park.
The Eben car park was designed about 2 years back. It started last year in April 2018, and we are very much now on program, on the progress, and this project is very much awaited, because there's a big problem of parking in Eben, as everyone knows. And the main promoter and contractor is Laxmanbai on the project. The project, which is now due for completion in October of this year, will be costing nearly 350 million rupees. And the main promoter is Laxmanbai company, but there are other shareholders also within the group.
Including Landscope Mauritius?
Including Landscope Mauritius, yes.
Why is this project so important for Eben?
Everyone knows that there is a big problem of parking in Eben, and this is increasing day by day. It's a really parking space in Eben is something of a premium. So this project is going to alleviate to a large extent the problem of parking in Eben, and more than that, there will be some other projects that will follow, like off-site parking.
We have also the Supreme Court of Mauritius, the new Supreme Court. We have just done the roof topping out ceremony, and fingers crossed it will be completed this year in December as well. We also are working on the launch of the Kodo Smart City. We have been working on this. It's a massive project and it takes time. We need to plan it properly. We have been working on it for the past 3 years, and finally we're at the stage where we think we're going to launch the infrastructure works very shortly this year.
Mr. Rizaslahu, you're the project manager for the Kodo Smart City. Please tell us, how big is the project, the size of the land, and how many phases are there to this project?
In fact, the total area of the Kodo Smart City, it's about 920 hectares. So it's approximately 2,180 arpents.
Please tell us, how big will phase 1 be, and what do you intend to construct on the first phase?
The first phase of the Kodo City will be on about 150 arpents, which is as big as Eben Cyber City. It will be located just upstream of Bagatelle Dam. We are proposing a mixed-use development where you will be having office building, you will be having commercial building, you will be having residential buildings. And we've also earmarked an area for the development of a civic center where some government institution will be located.
Can you tell us, when is construction scheduled for phase 1?
In fact, we are working on the detailed design of the infrastructure works, and we are expecting to float the tender in about 2 or 3 months' time. We've already transferred a plot of land to the police department for the development of a disciplinary forces academy. I've learned that they are on the point of appointing a consultant for the design of the project. So this project will start very soon. And we've already also earmarked some 50 acres of land for some health projects, among which they are proposing, the Ministry of Health is proposing to have an Ayush hospital, a central laboratory, which is located just in front of the multi-sports complex. These are the imminent projects of Kodo Smart City.
The Pole Waterfront Phase 2, as I said, is started, but we are also launching at the same time the Phase 3 of the Pole Waterfront, which would be basically, we would be looking to get a private promoter to develop the granary and the surrounding areas. So that's proceeding in parallel as well.
Gavin Sinivasan, you're the development manager for Landscope. Please tell us about the various developments in and around Kodo.
Yes, first of all, let me explain the master plan for the Portis Waterfront. The master plan starts from the cinema side, at the far end, and moves up to Aprabasigat, We have several phases of development that we already started. There's phase 1A, which has already been completed end of December, which comprises the renovation of the coaster shed building, the esplanade, where now we have about 10 retail shops, 4 restaurants, and a number of small food outlets in the food court. And then on the esplanade also you have a number of kiosks, where you have a number of small operators providing services to the general public, the tourists and the locals. That's the phase 1A of the development. This first phase consisted mostly of the renovation works for the buildings, but also for the esplanade and also the services. And the cost of the project was about 280 million rupees, excluding VAT. We do have a second phase of development, which is the phase 1B, which concerns the Astrola building and the construction of the North Underpass building, which is a building will be just over the North Underpass. So people coming out of the North Underpass will be inside a building where it's going to be mostly dedicated to crafts. And also we are going to renovate the North Underpass tunnel the same way we've done for the South Underpass.
Has phase 1B already started?
Yes, we already started with the conceptual design with our consulting team. We're in the process of finalizing the design of the building. Here is going to be a mixed use again. There's going to be a restaurant on the ground floor, which is going to capitalize on the access to the water, to the sea, the edge of water, how to call it. And also we are going to have offices also. Okay.
And what about the next step with the development of Codon?
Well, the next step in parallel, we are planning to renovate or rehabilitate the granary building and the surroundings, which is going to be the phase 2 of the development. Here is going to be complement the waterfront proposition, in the sense that we are going to have things to do with culture, heritage, art. So it's going to be something sort of complementary to what we have on this side, where it's mostly leisure, retail, entertainment. That's the basis of the development of this side of Port Louis, from Upper Vassigat to the coast station on this side.
Can you please share with us what are the buildings that have been earmarked in phase 2?
Well, you have the granary building, okay. There's also the military hospital building. But this project, in fact, is still in consultation with major stakeholders like the Mauritius Port Authority, the Ministry of Arts and Culture. So the exact scope of this project is still being discussed. So that's basically where we are at the moment with the phase 2 development.
So you said it is in parallel. So when do the works begin and expected to be completed?
I mean, for phase 1A, for phase 1B, we are starting in October of this year. Plan to start October this year and complete before end of June of next year. Okay, and phase 2 is going to be in parallel, but this one is going to be a private development, in fact, in the sense that Landscope is going to be a facilitator. We are going to seek the services, seek a promoter who's going to develop, rehabilitate all the buildings in this area of Port Louis.
How will all these developments change Codon in terms of people, businesses, the economy? How do you think will be the major change going forward?
Well, if you look at the waterfront now, it's going to span from the Upper Vassigat later, from Upper Vassigat up to Codon. In fact, it's part of the regeneration of Port Louis. It's going to bring Port Louis, bring people, the locals and tourists to Port Louis. Okay, Port Louis was about after 4 p.m. I mean, the activities die down. So what we are planning is to bring people to Port Louis. There's a lot more initiatives being done by the private sector also to try to bring more people. In fact, to make people connect to Port Louis the way it's supposed to be. Port Louis will become what? The cultural heritage, the history of Mauritius will be here in Port Louis. That's the main idea behind the development of the waterfront.
Mr. Gavin Sinivasan, please tell us about the development expected at Les Salines in Port Louis.
Yes, I mean, at Les Salines, what we're planning to do over there is to build mixed-use facilities at the back adjoining the cruise terminal, where the new cruise terminal is going to be constructed by the Mauritius Port Authority. It's over about 15 hectares of land, and it's going to complement again the waterfront proposition. Over there, it's going to be mixed-use residential, office, leisure, facilities, and retail. Okay, that's the main focus over there. What's very important also is that there's going to be a connection between Codon and the Les Salines. There's going to be a footbridge over the Codon basin to link these two sites. And it meaning that people from Upper Vassigat can walk up to Les Salines, which is going to be in fact the full extent of the waterfront in the future.
And then we have the Richter Business Park, where infrastructure works is already underway, and I think we will due to complete in the next couple of months. We have already a lot of our lessees who have started construction of their projects, warehouses, etc. So again, this is going to create employment in the Richter region for the surrounding areas.
Mr. Jovinangi, you're the development manager for Landscope for the area of Richter. Please tell us the main characteristics of this project.
We have Richter Business and Industrial Park, which is over 325 ARPA. We have signed a lease agreement with the Ministry of Housing and Land from the 1st of July of 2018 for a term of 60 years. Since then, we have, as at to date, we have signed up 30 promoters out of the 50 plots. The main areas that's being developed are Freeport, manufacturing, light industries and warehousing.
We are currently located at the phase 1 of the Richter Business Park. What are the major developments here?
So we have a first promoter behind us who's started constructing. He's obtained his building and use permit. So we're having a warehouse of over 4 ARPA. So he's specialized in the food chain supply. We have a second promoter who's obtained his building and use permit for a wood factory. We also have the second largest shipping line in the world who's going to operate a container depot. We also have a promoter who's going to assemble TV sets for export in the African region. We also have a promoter who's going to actually shred plastic, paper and rubber into small bits and compact it and re-export to Asia for reprocessing. We also have a promoter who's going to import vanilla beans from Madagascar, reprocessing it and re-exporting it. So basically we have a variety of projects that's going to be implemented here over at Richter.
What are the other major developments that are going to happen here at the Richter Business Park?
Next to our site, we have a fire station that's going to be built. We've also got underground CB network, cold water supply, fiber optic telephone network. We've got also 14-meter wide roads with 4 lanes, which are actually wide enough for container trucks to operate. So basically we have all the amenities to make this park flourish and become successful.
We are considering at the moment the construction of a new cyber tower in Eben, because currently both our buildings are 100% occupied and we don't have space to cater for our tenants' expansion. So we are working on the feasibility at the moment. Even the cyber tower itself, we are considering a refurbishment, which is long awaited, probably the first refurbishment after 18 years. So as you can see, loads of projects in the pipeline, and it's going to be a very busy couple of years.
The region of Eben is a place that has many sophisticated buildings and many people work here. But many complain about parking and also the mobility of people. Landscope Mauritius has a project of urban regeneration. Can you please share some insights about this upcoming project?
Yes, so basically what the Eben Regeneration Project is about, Eben has been a victim of its own success. So land in Eben is very much sought after up to this date. In fact, we have promoters calling us on a daily basis to find out whether there are land left to be leased. Unfortunately, all the land are completely leased, but it shows that there is demand for Eben. Currently, we have around 30,000 people who work in Eben, but that has brought in its wake, loads of issues. So firstly, we have the issues of inadequate parking. So the construction of the parking tower was becoming very vital. So we have started that process, but just to tell you the impact of the actual extent of the problem, we need probably around 3,000 car parks, and Eben car park will only bring around 900 car parks. So what we've been trying to do, and there's no space really within Eben to accommodate another car park, so we have been negotiating with the promoters around the cyber city to develop off-site car parks. So, and then we're arranging a shuttle service to bring people from outside into Eben. The other problem for which Eben is well known for is the problem of hawkers. So I'm sure you're aware, they used to park on the pavements, block pavements. They used to park in front of Hennessy Hotel, and it's not the image that we're trying to project. So we have lobbied, and we have given the police a free building here. So they have set up a police station here, and since the police is based here, we have seen loads of improvements. So less and less people parking under double yellow lines, and the hawkers have been catered for. They have actually moved, and we've given them a space to operate on a part-time basis until we come up with a development which can accommodate them. So already we have tried to resolve the problem of the inadequate parking and the problem of the hawkers. What we're also trying to do now is to have more green space, because one of the main issues of Eben is people don't want to walk anywhere. There's too many cars. So we are looking at space where we can develop green areas. And I must say most of our tenants are very excited about the project, and they are giving us their full support. They have even said that they would contribute, if they need to provide bins, to make small gardens, and they will contribute financially to the project.
One last question is, what other projects are in the pipeline for Landscope Mauritius?
Well, we are working on quite an exciting project in Les Salines in Port-Louis. It's probably one of the last remaining land, which is just on the outskirts of Port-Louis. It's just behind Godin. And we are working on a master plan to do another waterfront development there. I'm not sure whether you're aware, but the MPA is building a cruise terminal, because figures have shown that the passengers from the cruise ships are increasing on a yearly basis. And at the moment, they don't have a proper facility to welcome these passengers. So they are building a proper cruise terminal. And just behind the cruise terminal, we are coming with an integrated waterfront development. I'm sure you're aware that there's also going to be an aquarium there. So already, I know there's lots of interest from promoters for this piece of land. For example, we've got interest from somebody who wants to do a Ferris wheel. We've got interest from somebody who wants to do a water park, a water park like in Dubai. So I think it's going to be a very well sought after project. So we're just finalizing the master plan, and we want to launch an expression of interest shortly to gauge the interest from the promoters, and then to negotiate with the promoters so that they can come and develop their projects there.
We have now come to the end of this episode of Business Connect, dedicated to the various projects undertaken by Landscope Mauritius. If you want to have a replay of this program, please catch it on the website www.mbcradio.tv, or even on the social networks. Until the next program next week, it's goodbye from us.